right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock. We're going to call the meeting to order. If everyone would please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Charles Williams.
Present.
Bob Pollock.
Present.
Greg Deutscher.
Present.
John Stimley. John Stimley's not here. And I'm Rick Jackson. So we have a quorum. Next on the agenda is the approval of minutes from our first meeting in February.
Mr. President, I have a correction. Whenever you allow me to proceed, I would move that on paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where it says Commissioner Pollock gave an update on commission pay regarding January's payment. They have John Stimley down for $150. That is incorrect. So if you would take John Stimley's name out of there and just leave it, because I think when I only asked for 4 people at that time. Now, in terms of John Stimley, the reason we couldn't pay him, and I think whoever went over these minutes missed that little part, is because he was not yet sworn in. And you can't pay somebody if they're not yet sworn in. So as a result of that, I move that we delete the name John Stimley in paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for $150.
I have a motion by Mr. Pollock to accept the minutes, but with a correction. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Williams. Roll call. Mr. Deutscher? Aye. Mr. Pollock?
Aye.
Mr. Williams? Aye. And myself, aye. Motion passes. Communications and claims. Mr. Pollock.
We'll start with the commissioner claims, and I'll read the names and the amount this is for. Now, we are paying the commissioners at this point for the month of February. Recall, commissioners get paid a month after the payment has ended, and so this is going to be for the month of February. Greg Deutscher, $150, Rick Jackson, $150, Robert Pollock, $150, John Stimley, $150, and Charles Williams, $150. In addition to that, I also will include in the motion $500 for our attorney. Talk it over with the city controller. Our attorney, thankfully, has retained her full retainer at $500. So the total I'm asking for is $1,250. The only note I would say is that her payment will be for the month of March. Our payment comes a month later. Hers comes as of the month she will serve. Move the adoption of the $1,250.
I have a motion to, is there a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Okay, so I've got Mr. Deutscher.
I'll
second. Seconded by Bob Pollock. Roll call, Mr. Deutscher.
Aye.
Mr. Pollock.
Aye.
Mr. Williams. Aye. And myself, aye. Next.
In terms of our budget report, we have used 6% of our budget year-to-date. So we've got a fairly substantial amount of money left over that we can use if we decide, and we certainly need to, that we're going to hold training sessions and then the actual sessions, or whether we're going to go outside to do that in terms of the physical agility test for firefighters that pass the academic test. But we've used 6% of the budget so far. And next meeting, I should have available, and I'm probably not going to be here for the next meeting, it'll be the meeting after, the amount we paid to advertise in the News Dispatch and exactly what we got for it. And so we can go over that because I know there's been a lot of discussion about that. And the fact that the News Dispatch, in terms of what we pay, to indicate to individuals out there to send in applications, we just don't seem to be getting the response we should. That's all I have. But, accept the budget report. I'll move that we accept the budget report.
A motion by Mr. Pollack, second by Mr. Williams. Mr. Pollack?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Deutscher?
Aye.
And myself, yes. Next on the agenda is report from the City Council's terms. Nothing to report this time. Can you put out your name and everything just for the record? My name is Brody Schaffner, filling this recorded today. Thank you. Report from the City Council representation. Just Sean Fitzpatrick.
I don't see him.
Okay. Report from Local 475.
Don't have anything right now.
Thank you. Report from the Fire Chief.
All right, Mr. Logan Kalitha has passed his EMT portion of his requirements to go off of probation. So effective February 24th, 2021, he is considered for a first-class firefighter, so you would need to do a motion to promote him to first-class firefighter.
Make a motion that we promote Mr. Kalitha, first-class firefighter.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Mr. Williams, a second by Mr. Pollack. Mr. Deutscher, your vote? Aye. Mr. Pollack?
Yes.
Mr. Williams? Aye. And I vote aye. Motion passed. Next, Chief.
Announcement of retirement of firefighter Marlon Garner, effective February 26, 2021. I believe we need to, you need to do a motion to accept his retirement. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would. So is there a motion to accept the retirement?
I'll move we accept the retirement.
Motion by Mr. Pollack. Second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Deutscher. Mr. Williams? I vote. Aye. Mr. Pollack?
Aye.
Mr. Deutscher?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Next, Chief.
Saddened to say, we have an announcement of a resignation of firefighter William Roddy. Effective March 5th, he is resigning. I can bring that up next month, or you can hold a motion to accept his resignation as of March 5th.
When's his last day?
March 5th,
March 5th.
yeah, end of the week.
Let's do that at the next one, just in
Okay.
case something changes between now.
Sure.
It's only a couple of days, but
Yeah. Then I will just inform you that we have retirement of driver-operator Brad Nylab effective March 14th, 2021. Brad has 38 plus years of service. I'll bring that up next meeting then also. Along with that, I'll bring that up obviously the next, we'll be promoting for his position. We won't be hiring for his spot, but I'll get to that one later. I also have effective, we'll bring this up, March 23rd, I have probationary firefighter Joshua Hughes, Victoria Armstrong. They meet the requirements right now, but I can bring that up at the next meeting unless you want to do it ahead of time. I don't know how that works.
let's do it.
That's the next one?
Yeah.
And then we'll just backdate it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. March anniversaries. Battalion Chief Howard Fuller with 37 years. Captain Dennis Watland with 32 years. Captain Scott Kalitha, 18 years. Captain Mike Jazanowski, 18 years. Lieutenant Andre Glover, 10 years. Driver-operator Shannon Borders with 9 years. Training Officer Jason Weiss with 9 years. Driver-operator Sean Baker with 7 years. Firefighter Kyle Nylab with 3 years. Firefighter Joshua Hughes will have his 1 year, and Victoria Armstrong will have their 1 year. Just for your information, on the April 1st, I will be asking for the next hiree. That brings us down to the 80. We'll be at 80. We need to come back up to 81. So I'll need the next name then.
Okay.
Just so you know. And then we'll also be asking for a driver-operator name. The gentleman leaving on April 1st is the driver-operator. I'm going to turn over the department evaluations for the period of July 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2020. I'm missing 2, so I will get those to you within a week probably. And and then we'll allow them to have that extra 10, they'll have that 10 days to appeal it. I'll take care of that, if that's acceptable. And then I also have to remind you that mine is in here, and you guys have to do that. So we'll take care of that. That's it for mine.
Very good. Thank you, Chief. Old business. Old business. Mr. Williams, where are we at on applications so far?
This time we're going to put on City Hall, the city gate.
We have 2 at City Hall that we need to pick up. The last time here in the building, we have 19, correct? So let's bring this up to 20 or 21. And just for the public record, and so that everybody that watches this knows, the Michigan City Fire Department is taking applications right now. We're going to take them through the 19th of this month. Go to the eMichigan City online, print out the application, and you can take it to City Hall. They have a box in the front of City Hall. You can drop it off in the box. Or if you wanted to, you could actually call the clerk's office and they'll send somebody out to your vehicle and take it from you. So anybody that's interested, from now through the 19th. Any other old business?
Well, I could bring this up under old business, or I could bring it up under commission comments. So if you want this under commission comments, that's fine, you can just tell me. But a long time ago, so a couple of years ago, when Randy Novak was chief, we talked about putting in a baby box here at Michigan Boulevard. And I don't think much has been done on that since, and we've been tied up with all sorts of things as a result of that. But we might want to take a look at it, and especially if there's grants available. And I know Cool Spring Township has one. Might want to talk to them about how theirs is operating. Yeah, if we can get that put together, most people think that that's a pretty good idea, depending on it. And it generally doesn't involve politics. I think all sides kind of agree that that's a pretty good idea. Sure, if we could put it into effect.
Yeah, we'll look into that.
It's going to take some work to look, and hopefully might be some grants available to do that.
Okay, yep.
Thank you.
Any other old business? Old business. New business. Commissioners, new business. No new business. Okay, we're going to open this up for public comment. Public comment will be for 3 minutes. So once somebody starts and they want to start talking, the timer will start.
Okay, Mr. President, Dwayne Perry, Mayor of Michigan City. First, let me ask you a question. Is public comment the time for comment on any and all new business?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to hand out to the board, commission board members, a copy of the voting records as provided to me by LaPorte County. Is this gentleman the attorney? Acting attorney?
That's right.
As provided to me by LaPorte County voter registration. The first comment I'd like to make 2 separate comments, if I may. 3 minutes apiece. My first comment is on the appointment. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Deutscher. My first comment is on the appointment by the Michigan City Firefighters Local 475 of Mr. Greg Deutscher as their Republican commissioner, representing the Republican Party. And I will first qualify by saying I hold no ill will toward Mr. Deutscher. I don't recall ever meeting the man. But when his name was when I received his name from Mr. Barrett Taylor, the president of Local 475 Firefighters, during my verification investigation, I determined from the LaPorte County voter registration that Mr. Deutscher does not qualify for the appointment in any of the categories, in any of the areas. It is required that he cast a vote in the last 3 years. He has not voted. Here's the record, and there's an attachment on the back. A current to-date stats. Here, Mr. Stimley, there's something for you. He has not voted since 2008 in an election. And as you can see, his legal address by the LaPorte County voter registration is 2302
You have no idea what my address is.
Well, the Fort County Board of Registration, sir, has got your legal address. Let me finish.
Hang on.
His legal address for the Fort County Board of Registration is 2302 Shorewood Drive in the town of Long Beach. So he clearly is not a resident of Michigan City, and he has not met the voting requirement. And this is not my criteria that I evaluated his acceptability by. This is per state statute of the state of Indiana.
Mr. Mayor, you have 30 seconds.
So I ask that he be removed as a commissioner, and if you look at his voting record, any reappointment that Mr. Deutscher has been approved at since the vote in 2008 should be nullified. And he voted as a Democrat, which is another point of disqualification. He was appointed as the Republican commissioner. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Before we get into this great big, long, drawn-out situation over Mr. Deutscher's status, at this point, I want to let everybody know I've had conversations with our attorney, Corey Schaffner, and I've had conversations with our city attorney, Amber LePage. It is my understanding, and I'm not going to say that this was word for word, but what my understanding is that the mayor has presented this paperwork. This paperwork will have to be taken before a judge in an open court. A hearing will have to be held, and until I get something from a judge, and I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, but until I get something from a judge, Mr. Deutscher is part of this commission with the full rights and obligations as a commissioner of Michigan City until I get something from a judge. And that, again, that was from Corey Schaffner and Amber LePage. Now, we're still in public comment. If anybody has something that they want to talk about,
I'd like to address the mayor, because I'm not exactly sure when me and you have ever spoken, Mr. Mayor, to get Mr. Deutscher's name from you. I've never spoke to you until just now, except when you came around the station and we were greeted by you for all of about 30 seconds to be introduced. Now, I've never spoke to you, I've never given you anybody's name. And as far as you sending me a letter stating what you think, your opinion of Mr. Deutscher's qualifications, that has nothing to do with the fire department. So you can bring Local 475 into this all you want. That is a fire department appointment, not a union appointment. That is a fire department appointment. Anyone can vote, union member or not. So that absolutely has nothing to do with 475. I appreciate your concern, and I appreciate you sending me a letter and bringing it to my attention, but it has absolutely nothing to do with the union president, or any other union member or officer. It has to do with the fire department. Now, if you can give me a time in the day where me and you spoke, and I give you Greg Deutscher's name, I will apologize to you right now. But I don't believe me and you have ever spoken.
If I indicated that he'd spoken, that's incorrect.
You said you got his name from me, which means we would have to have
I
some sort of
received an
correspondence.
email. I received an email.
I've never emailed you. I've never emailed you.
All right.
If you can pull it up, please show me.
Mr. Jackson,
I will apologize right now. I've never spoken to you. I've never sent you an
I
email.
never asked for an apology, sir.
I'll give it to you, but I'm saying, if I'm wrong, I'll fix that. But I have never spoken to you or sent you an email, and I'd like that to be noted, because I don't like my name thrown out there when I haven't done anything.
Duly noted.
Thank you.
I received notification of his nomination in writing. I can't remember where it came from. I thought it was from the president of the local, but I could be wrong.
Here's how
Who would not?
Here's how it works.
Where would that come from?
Here's how it works. This is how it works for nominations, all right? What happens when, let's say, John Stanley leaves, or Charlie Williams, whoever. When it comes to the fire department appointing, what we have to do is we have to let the clerk's office know, which would be Gail or whoever's up there, that it's okay, we're accepting nominations. And then it's, any member can go nominate someone. And I do remember, no, it wasn't Greg Deutscher. I don't know who would nominate him. I had nothing to do with it. But we really have nothing to do with it. Basically what it is we just got to let them know as a fire department, yes, we're accepting nominations for our Republican position or our Democrat position. And then that's open for any firefighter. That has nothing to do with union. Any firefighter in the Michigan City Fire Department can go and say, I nominate Dwayne Perry. I nominate, Bear, Taylor, whatever. And then really everything rests on the clerk's office, on the city clerk's office. All we do is let them know we're accepting nominations, and then they put the word out. We may hang up a notice at the station saying, hey, this is the date of the vote, so hey, we're accepting nominations. But really, it's left on the clerk's office.
Does the membership vote on who their commissioner is going to be?
Whoever wants to, yeah. Nobody has to go vote, but it's on the total body. It's not just the union, it's the total, because we have 9 union members. So anybody, as long as they're an actual Michigan City firefighter, can go vote. So we never background check as far as like, has he voted, where does he live, all that. We assume that that's handled for us. We just throw the name up, hey man, I want to nominate so-and-so, I want to nominate this guy. We just have to make sure that that person is, to us, it's a Democrat or a Republican, depending on which position. We don't go checking their addresses. And I only dealt with this one time, which was recently in Johnston. And I actually double checked with the previous president to make sure I'm doing this right. And he said, yeah, man, it's the clerk's office that really handles it.
Well, I checked Mr. Stigley's records, no issue there. He's a Michigan City resident. He votes every 2 years. He's a Democrat. Let me ask you a question. And once the firefighters determine who their commissioner is going to be, who passes that information on to the city clerk that I would get? Because that's what I saw in writing.
Okay, all we do is we go to the clerk's office, we nominate him. And then on the day of the voting, which is usually from like 8 to 3 or 8 to 4, we go up there, we pass the ballot, put it in a little box, and then they count it up there, and then they say, hey, this is who won.
Who counts it?
I would assume the clerk's office. We don't have anything to do with it.
We vote in the clerk's office.
Yeah, we go to the clerk's office, we cast our ballot with the clerk's office.
But then I stand corrected, it must have been the clerk's office that informed the mayor's office of your 2 new
Yeah,
commissioners.
the only thing we have to do is to let them know that we're opening nominations for the Democrat or Republican mayor commission. That's all we do.
Well, I provide you this information so that you now are aware that you are probably, if the judge concurs, going to have to provide another commissioner.
Yeah. Because we can't just remove them either. We can't do that.
Information.
Okay.
All right,
I apologize for that, your distraction. Fine.
moving on into the next situation of public comment. Has anybody got any other public comment? Public comment?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I do, Mr. President, one more time. I will have 2, correct?
No?
Okay. I wish to comment on the ongoing issue of the incident that occurred, I think it was November 6th, at the house of Firefighter Kalitha, where there was physical altercation. One firefighter was severely injured. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but what I want to say tonight is that in 2008, another young firefighter was beaten up quite badly, firefighter Pavone. Now in 2018, excuse me, not 2008, 2018 or 2020, just 2 years later, we have another firefighter severely beaten up. As far as I'm concerned, this is unacceptable. We are all public servants, we're employees, and your SOPs, your fire merit ordinance, and your contract clearly states that every one of you are employees of Michigan City. We do not act like that in Michigan City. We are public servants. This is unacceptable. This is a game changer. 2 straight years now, we've had incidents. And if I were in your position, and I had the power to discipline, which I do not, I'm powerless in this, I would terminate all 3 firefighters for this. This is an unforgivable incident that has to set a precedent for the future. The firefighters that fought embarrassed their profession, they embarrassed Michigan City Fire Department, they embarrassed Michigan City, and you embarrassed yourself. And because I do not have any authority to be a part of the discipline process, I'm going to say I would request that the Merit Commission consider demoting Firefighter Khalif 2 ranks to where he's below the position of a supervisor. To demote firefighter Frank Baum 1 rank from driver to firefighter, and suspend firefighter Swistek because he's a new firefighter, suspended for 6 months without pay. This is a game changer, gentlemen. I feel this is your opportunity to make an impact, but more, I feel it is your duty as commissioners from the Fire Merit Commission. Thank you.
All right, Ricky Jackson.
1 second, please. Sorry.
Hi, Andrew Niles, Michigan City Fire Department.
I'm sorry, could you take your mask off so we can hear you?
Andrew Niles, Michigan City Fire Department. I do appreciate the mayor's comments and everything. Just a couple things. First of all, I'm not sure if we can mention names of discipline in public records like what just happened right here. These guys have rights. And last I knew, this was America. And I was not there. I do not know the facts like most of you guys do. What happened at this incident? I won't pretend that I do. As far as I know, all 3 of these gentlemen are innocent until proven guilty. I'm not sure how we can ask for termination on guys who have not gone to court yet. If these are court cases going on, I believe they're innocent until proven guilty. Whether or not the chief wants to do other things with them, that's your guys' choice. But like I said, if they're found guilty of different things, that's a whole different story. Right now, all 3 of them are innocent until proven guilty. We cannot have these guys guilty before that even happens, okay? And once again, I'm not sure we should be mentioning names in a public meeting on discipline situations. I thought that's why you guys did executive meetings, which is supposed to happen tomorrow, I believe. Thank you.
Thank you. Next one for public comment. Public comment. Last call for public comment. Public comment is now closed. Commissioner comments.
I have a comment. Mayor, we have met before, and I've been introduced to you and I spoke with you. Your records are wrong. I've lived in Michigan City for 5 years. I give my attorney my voting records. I give them our attorney where I live. I've lived in Michigan City all my life. I've had a business in Michigan City all my life, and I was a fireman for 16 years. So I know all about Michigan City. Obviously, you need to look into your records a little more before you bring out comments that you're not sure of. And I would appreciate, I'll get all the information to you.
Mr. Stinley, do you have any comments?
Yeah, can I make a motion?
Yeah.
I make a motion that we table this till, if these guys go to court, till we find out what happened.
Mr. Stinley, we're going to meet in an executive session tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Okay? And I'm hoping that you're getting the emails and everything that I'm sending out, because with you being...
Yeah, I thought the meeting was at 5:30.
Okay. So we're meeting in an executive session tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Afterwards, we'll have a special meeting, which is open to the public, and we're going to vote at that special meeting. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Mr. Pollock?
No, I will be there tomorrow morning.
Mr. Williams? Myself, I have 2 things. The first thing, I want to make sure everybody understands tomorrow morning is a executive session at 9 o'clock. The notice was put out to the media and everything else. That's at 9 o'clock. The special meeting is to follow. It doesn't mean that I can tell you the special meeting is going to take place at 9, 9:15, 9:30. We don't know how long it's going to be. We're going to be in there. When we come out, we will open up the doors. The public will be invited in. At the special meeting, it will be the fact that we are bringing to vote what we discussed on during the executive session. That's it. And also, tomorrow in the special meeting, there will be no public comment. So So once we have our vote, the meeting will be adjourned. I talked to the city's attorney to make sure that that was okay to do it. She said that was strictly our decision. So there won't be a, sorry to say this, everybody, there's not going to be a show here tomorrow after that executive session. It's going to be a vote, and we're adjourned. So anybody's welcome to come to that special meeting if they want to, but it's probably going to be short and sweet. Last thing I want to bring up is I want to, Andy, if you can, I want to have Kyle Kasnerchuk stand up. Kyle, it's good to see you. The reason I'm having you stand up is because there has been rumors all over Michigan City, all over Facebook, the whole bit, because we all know you can believe everything that's on Facebook. Kyle is still with the fire department. That's from being assistant chief back down to his position. And as far as I can tell, he's been doing a pretty good job. Thank you for your hard work.
East Michigan Boulevard at Solar, Plant 1, Brook Hospital, Chemical Mill.
Chief, your guys helped out yesterday with the funeral for the prison guard. They did an outstanding job. They did what they were asked to do, and they put on a very, very good presence for the Michigan City Fire Department. So thank you very much.
Yes, they did. They did an awesome job. Above and beyond what was going to ask of them. Actually, the second crew, we had 3 guys man the ladder truck for the flag, and then the tower crew actually came out and helped. So we had 6 guys there, and I believe then the tower crew, I don't know if they stayed all day, but they came back to help them take everything down. So they did that on their own.
To the very end.
And they actually, we were called to assist with the flag on 421 and 94 there. The tower crew also went out and helped with that. So, and just commissioners, if you have any questions on any of the discipline that I've given, with this incident, feel free. You've gotten all the copies. If you haven't, let me know. You should have all that information. If there's any questions whatsoever, please ask me before tomorrow so that you have the information so that you can make the best judgment call that you can. I've done that all along. I've taken the information that I get and make judgment calls on that. I agree with Andrew, innocent until proven guilty. I've stated that. I believe that the discipline has been fair and just all through this. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll give you as many answers as I can. I will be available tomorrow for that special meeting, but I will not be attending it. Obviously, it's up to you guys. So I'll be in the building. If you have questions, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer them. If you need anything, please let me know.
Thank you, Chief.
I have one more comment.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I think when we met, we were at the Republican breakfast in LaPorte. So I haven't been a Republican, I've always been a Republican. So that's just for the record.
All right. Commissioners, any other comments?
Yeah, just have one comment to make sure everybody knows where this meeting is and we don't get somebody lost out there. 9 o'clock tomorrow in this building, in this room. Very good, thank you.
Thank you. Looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pollock, is there a second? Second by Mr. Williams, all in favor? All right, we're adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen.